back. Gremlins in the technology cut out my Facebook Live. All right, so where was I? So someone coming from a totally different upbringing, let's just say that they were brought up in slums, in total poverty. If they were to step into my life right now, they would be totally overwhelmed with the things that I have access to. The fact that even I've got a dodgy internet connection right now, okay, but at least I've got access to the internet. I've got ridiculous amount of devices that allow me to connect in, okay? So it's all about perspective. And so if I'm to put myself into the shoes of someone who has grown up in extreme poverty or maybe lived on the streets, absolutely, there's a ridiculous amount of things to be grateful for. The fact that I get to switch on lights and have access to electricity constantly, fresh water running from taps, okay, that is luxuries to some other people, okay? So we need to sometimes give ourselves a bit of a reality check about what the access that we actually have to things that we can be grateful for. And I'm very, very aware of how privileged we are generally. And anyone that's got the access right now to even listen to this is generally falls into that category. Yeah. So just being mindful of that. One or two last points. And as I said, the topic of this is what if I can't be grateful? Okay. And it was quite timely. About a fortnight ago, just under, I had just completed doing a lot of emotional resilience training over the fortnight before, and such an awesome topic, and we do cover gratitude in that, so go figure. Yeah, and literally the day after I did the second presentation on emotional resilience, had a personal situation with me and my husband. We had a bit of a scare, and he's got some ongoing health concerns with his back, which has been operated numerous times over the last 8 years. Anyway, without going into too much detail and misery, is that he was in substantial pain, and we were concerned that he had broken his back again, and that it would be likely that he would need to go into hospital and have surgery again. Anyway, I can't tell you, it was just so intense and overwhelming, the emotions that came up for both of us. It was like full-blown PTSD, like post-traumatic stress disorder from the stress of previous experiences with him having to go into hospital, and all the things that sort of came with that. And so there was probably about a 12-hour period where me in particular, from my perspective, the emotions were excruciatingly heightened. Just, thinking worst case scenario, how's this going to play out? What's this going to mean for us over the next few months, potentially years? What's this look like? And it was really, really intense. And I was aware of the irony of having just done a whole heap of training around emotional resilience, and yet here I was not being able to really function and move beyond the waves of emotion that were coming from this stressful situation. And And as I said, like, it's very easy to go, oh no, I'm not doing the gratitude thing right now, and beat myself up for the fact that I really just could not tap into that at that point. It was, oh shit, and really feeling distraught and sadness and concern and fear and worry and all of the things that were coming up at that time. And so it's it was just fascinating. And so the big difference, I guess, is the point that I want to make is to not make it wrong. Okay, that was really real justified fear at that point in time. And just because I couldn't do the normal steps that I do to keep, being resilient through the tough times, far out. It's like, go easy on ourselves. It's like, this is intense. This is life, right? There's, the ups and the downs. And so it's not about making the part of myself that can't be grateful in that moment wrong. It's just really going, okay, this is tough. This is a big deal. And just honoring that myself in that situation and what was going on. So when we can't tap into gratitude, the best thing we can do is just honor that, honor ourselves and the circumstances, and not make it wrong. It's all okay. Okay? And like everything, it'll pass. Nothing is permanent. Nothing stays the same, okay? And within 48 hours of that situation, we got resolution, and it wasn't the big deal, as big a deal as what we had sort of played out in our minds. So, yeah. So being okay with the parts that can't be grateful is the number one key for me personally, and being just really compassionate to ourselves in that instance, because we're under enough pressure without sort of having to beat myself up anymore. Yeah, because I already knew what was going on. I was quite conscious as to what was playing out, and just allowing and actually being okay and leaning into the unpleasant sides and parts that were coming up in and around that time. All right, so apologies for the dodgy recording. I hope that first video went through okay, as too does this one. Thank you so much for listening. Very grateful. So what are we, day 4? So I've got 3 more days of this. I do enjoy these challenge weeks. It does push me in quite a number of levels, and it's great because what happens, and with anything where we're stepping in and doing things that are pushing us outside our comfort zone, is that there's quite a lot of expansiveness as we expand and grow and upgrade ourselves, become different versions of ourselves. Version 2.0, is what I like to say, and so I'm quite enjoying the expansive feels that I get from pushing myself that little bit more to jump online and do these. All right, with heart and soul, have a fabulous day, and thank you for listening.